All right, before we get started with our membership meeting, I want to turn things over to Michelle Gonzalez from the foundation. She's got some money to give away. So, Michelle, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, RMATA. Thank you, membership, for being so generous in supporting the NATA Foundation. We appreciate that. And some of you participated in our raffle for gift cards. So I had my lovely Vanna draw the tickets just a little bit ago. And our recipients, the $25 Visa gift card goes to Justin Sagata. Our $50 gift card goes to Patty Farringer. And the third one, this is a little bit loaded because Bart Peterson bought the tickets and he gave them out to students. So students, if you are here and happen to have the ticket with the last three digits of 003, you have another $50 gift card. Come find me. Thank you.
Awesome. So we're going to get rolling here with our membership meeting, but as typically what we do as a component of this membership meeting, we've got some fabulous sponsors, which I'll be mentioning kind of later on in the slide deck. They provide us with some wonderful items to give away to attendees of our annual membership meeting. So if you have not yet gotten one of these fancy little red tickets, Heather Downs and the ACS crew is in the back of the room. Find one of them to get your raffle ticket. You cannot win a prize if you don't have one of these raffle tickets, and we've got thousands of dollars worth of stuff to give away, so find them. Gotcha. So at this time, we'll kind of officially call to order our, where's my little clicker here? Am I working? There we go. We'll officially call to order our annual meeting of our membership. Before we get too far into things, and we will certainly talk about this crew a little bit later, but none of this happens without the fabulous support from our host state and from our ACS committee. So I just want to publicly thank them and acknowledge them. Thank you, Colorado, for being a fabulous host, and thank you to the ACS committee for all the work that you do. So up here in front of you is all of us as a board of directors. My name is Jim Turk. I'm currently serving as your RMATA president. I don't see Director Gallegos up here. Oh, there you are. Hi, you don't want to join us? You're technically on our board. So you all know David Gallegos. And you're going to want to be up here, so kind of stay up here for a second. Valerie Herzog here in the front row is our district director-elect who will be taking over from David in June. Jenna Walker from Wyoming is our current RMATA secretary. She also serves as our D7 rep to the DST committee. Not joining us today is our treasurer, Tasha Anderson. She had to travel out of town for a family obligation and certainly get that. But she definitely has contributed to the work that we've done in the boardroom. She also serves as our D7 rep to the DST committee. And then each of our 5 state representatives from Arizona, David Messman, from Colorado, Jeb Davis, from New Mexico, Aaron Stem, from Utah, Marcus Homer, and from Wyoming, Zach Olivares. So we are your board of directors, but I do want to just mention David will be rolling off of the RMATA board of directors at the same time as he rolls off of the NATA's board of directors as our D7 director. And so while this is David's last time with us in our annual meeting, it's not necessarily his end of the road yet in terms of the role of the district director. So in this event, I wanted to sort of thank him publicly, but we've got a little bit bigger idea planned for David in June. So if you're going to be with us in Indianapolis, please come to our semi-annual membership meeting on that Friday evening. We're going to kind of send David off in that capacity. So, but I wanted to publicly in front of everybody thank David for his years of service in that director role and even beyond that. So in this meeting, what we typically try to do is just sort of report back to our membership on some of the work that we've accomplished since the last time we chatted with all of you. And so we chatted with all of you back in June in Philadelphia, which is a long time ago, and a lot has happened. And really, so this annual meeting of the membership is really an opportunity to really lay out all the work that we've been doing on your behalf in the boardroom to really drive this association forward. So the first person you're going to hear from is Jenna Walker, our secretary, that's going to kind of report on some things related to membership. So I'm going to turn things over to Jenna for a little bit.
Okay, good morning. Can everybody hear me? Okay. I just want to first start and show you the numbers of our membership for RMATA and the breakdown between the states as well as the membership type. This was pulled off the NATA website yesterday afternoon, I believe. So it is live time. So if somebody came and registered to become an NATA member, RMATA member, after I pulled this up, it does populate right away. So this could actually be out of date. The grand totals you'll see at the bottom. So our grand total as of yesterday is 1,916 members. And I find this number really interesting, comparing it to last year of 1,917. So we're only one member shy from this time last year, which is pretty darn interesting to me. So we are retaining members, which I think has been a lot of talk across several districts. I just want to talk to you about the symposium registration process. There may have been some of you that were really frustrated with the process and communicating with me. I'm an NATA member, I'm an RMATA member, but I cannot register for the symposium. Why? Why is this not working? The reason probably is because you might have just went and registered as an NATA member and then went right to the symposium website to register. Those two databases do not communicate. So what we have to do is I decided every Sunday evening I would go into the NATA database, I would download all of our members, and then I would save everything and I would transfer it over to Patty, who is in charge of registration. She would then download it into the Cadmium platform. Okay, so it's not live time, so if you were frustrated with that process, I'm sorry and I apologize. That was just the easiest that worked for us. We did update it more often throughout the weeks that we had high emails coming into me saying I can't register. So if you want to spread that word to those that weren't here, that were frustrated, that's the process. So there is a lot of work behind the scenes trying to get you into your name into the symposium registration database so you can register. And I just want to give a huge shout out to Patty for doing that process. I know she's got a lot of time and effort into that. So if we could give her a round of applause. I don't know where she is. Okay, next is we would love for you guys to be involved in RMATA committees. There are openings within the committees, and if you are interested in volunteering at any point and at time, please scan this QR code, fill out the Google form, and we will refer back to that and then get with the committees with who was interested in what position. So if you have any questions about this process or if you have issues with it, if you want more details, you can get a hold of me at secretary@rmata.org. Okay. And then lastly, I just want to take a moment and say about 7 to 8 years ago, when I was first on the board as the Wyoming Athletic Training Association president, Chris Matthewson, you can wave, was the D7 district director. He was up here giving his NATA update and showing off what he calls his sexy graphs. He was showing the percentages of members from RMATA that were specifically breakdown by state of who was within the NATA committees and representing RMATA. He then came to Wyoming, but specifically the Wyoming women, and said that we were not carrying our weight in water. I have forgiven him, by the way, but I have not forgot. Okay, I'm going to pause and give you just a little bit of a history lesson. I am the third Wyoming member to hold an RMATA elected position, and I am the first female from Wyoming to hold an RMATA elected position. So, thank you. So, in conclusion, I am proud to represent the women from Wyoming and carrying our weight in water. I just want to say, all of you, thank you for attending the RMATA, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you guys all next year. And next is the Treasurer's Report, but Tasha is not able to be here, so President Turk, I believe, will be giving the Treasurer's Report. Thank you.
I don't know who that President Turk guy is, but you can just call me Jim. Before I dig into kind of the Treasurer's Report on behalf of Tasha, I just wanted to kind of just put a quick plug in on one of the things that Jenna mentioned before we roasted Chris. There is no volunteer too insignificant or too important. Every volunteer role is important. We are the RMATA. This is a member-led, member-run organization, and none of this happens without all of us. So if you're at all interested in anything, just fill out that form. Tell us a little bit about yourselves, and if you have no idea what you want to do, we'll figure out a way to get you plugged in. We don't want you to feel like, oh, this is a major commitment. It might be 1 or 2 emails a month at most. There are lots of ways to easily share the burden on this. So if you're at all interested, come find me and we will get you plugged in, I promise. It's a great way to get to know what goes on in our association and really kind of drive the work that's going forward. In terms of the Treasurer's Report, I kind of want to just spend a little bit of time talking about kind of the current state of our finances on behalf of Tasha, because that's going to provide some context for what we're going to talk about, where we are and where we're going in terms of the work that we've done and the work that we're planning to do going forward. So if you look at from a financial investment perspective, we'll talk kind of investment dollars versus kind of cash on hand dollars. The current balance in our scholarship investment account as of February 28th, which is the last time we kind of ran reports, is a little over $150,000, and those funds are allocated to support the scholarship efforts that the RMATA funds. You'll notice that we were able to fund a little over $8,000 in scholarships for this current year, and Michelle Gonzalez, who chairs our Honors and Awards Committee, but also coincidentally is our D7 rep to the NATA Foundation, made a plea to us in the boardroom, and we're going to take that plea to heart. We only awarded 2 scholarships out of a possible, I believe, 6 scholarships that we could award, and that was simply due to the fact that we did not have enough applications for scholarships to fully award all of our scholarships. That is $2,000 per scholarship in free money that we want to give away and we could not give away because nobody asked for it. So students in the room, and when I say students, I don't just mean students in professional programs, I mean all students. We have graduate level scholarships, doctoral level scholarships. Please apply for our scholarships. Go to our website, rmat.org, go to the Honors and Awards tab. There's an application for the scholarship process. Obviously, that window has closed for this year, but we will be trying to do a better job of getting that word out. But all of you, please, if you know of a student, and that is not limited to students in professional programs, that's any type of student member in our association, we have money that we can give to you, but you have to ask for it. Okay, so our scholarship investment account is healthy. Obviously, the market has been volatile over the last several years, so we've not seen a ton of growth in that, but it is in a healthy state. It is easily supporting all of the scholarship efforts that we're trying to conduct. In terms of our other investment account, which is sort of what we sort of informally referred to as sort of our rainy day fund. That is at a value of $162,000, and that is kind of in the same state as the scholarship investment account. It is growing slowly. We've seen some market volatility, and I'm sure those of you that have some investment-related accounts, we've not seen a lot of growth, but things are good, things are stable. We've got a fabulous investment advisor who's kind of keeping tabs on things for us and making sure that we are stewarding your investment dollars appropriately. But beyond that, we've currently got, and this is as of February 28th, so when we last ran our reports with our bookkeeping consultant, we had a current sort of cash on hand balance of a little over $180,000. And that is way more than we want to have sitting in sort of a liquid state, and we're aware of that. But based on recommendations from her over the last couple of years, as well as based on recommendations from our investment advisor over the last couple of years, we were advised to not do anything until sort of the dust settled, for lack of a better phrase, on the sideways world that we're just sort of starting to emerge out of. So these dollars that you're seeing here, this $180,000 in our checking account, that is as of February 28th. One of the things that I'll kind of talk about in my sort of president's report is we are not okay with money just sitting there and not working for us. And so we have taken some board action to do something about that based on the advice from our bookkeeping and investment consultants. So this is not today's numbers. These are kind of the numbers as of the close of the books at the end of February, current in 2023. If you have questions about any of those finances, we would be happy to entertain any of those. Certainly, if you have specific detailed questions that would probably be more appropriate for Tasha, our treasurer, you can reach her at treasurer@rmata.org. But if you have questions, we've got some time that you can certainly ask any and all of those questions related to kind of our financial status. And this is the awkward pause where I wait. Fabulous. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. So based on where we are from a membership perspective and based on where we are from a sort of financial perspective, I kind of want to use those 2 points as sort of context for kind of what I'd like to report to everyone in terms of where are we as an association, and knowing where we are as an association, what have we done as a board in terms of that. So the 3 key points that I want to sort of talk about just briefly is that I want to talk about leveraging our position. We are very healthy in terms of membership, and when we hear from some of our colleague district directors, we are very fortunate in District 7 and RMATA that we are not dealing with declining membership. It's fascinating to me as well as a former district secretary that year to date, from one year to the next, we have only lost one member. And districts are seeing 20, 30, 40% drops in membership from year to year. And so we are not dealing with that. So thank you all for your membership. I hope you continue to be members. I hope we as a board are stewarding the resources of the association well. But we are in a good membership position. But we're also in a good financial position because of that, and that your membership dollars allow our association to do the things that we do. So thank you for that. But also, we've got to have some context of this quote-unquote new normal. I think we're starting to learn what things look like. This is the second time we've been able to conduct this event, this annual clinical symposium, since we had to cancel 2 in a row. And so we're learning what the normal is going to be for this type of event. We're down in terms of registrations for this event. We're about 50% if you compare what we did in Albuquerque last year, what we're doing this year in Denver in a reporting year. We're down. We're getting about half of our typical attendance at this event, and we don't know. We don't have a crystal ball, but that's what we're thinking might be the normal. So we want to embrace that. We tried to make some changes going into this event and see, why are you coming? And what do you want out of this event? We heard anecdotally, we want some social kinds of things. We've tried to capture some of that. We wanted to make the Honors and Awards Banquet a little bit more public. We're doing that. Please join us immediately after this at noon so we can honor all of our award winners, and we'll feed you lunch. We're trying to do some of those kinds of changes and trying to figure out, is that a sustainable model? Is that going to work? Is that part of the new normal? So that's some context for some of the conversations that we're having in the boardroom. But most importantly, and what this QR code relates to, is we want to figure out, how do we advance our why? And what I mean by our why, and I mentioned this last year when we last chatted at our annual meeting, the board at the time in 2018 met for a sort of a board retreat, sort of a precursor to some sort of strategic planning conversations. And the facilitator of that group encouraged us to create a why statement for our organization. Just basically, why does the RMATA exist? Why are we the RMATA? And so that why statement for us is we exist, the RMATA exists to inspire our members to act so that they can grow professionally, right? And so we take that as that is the theme, that is the context, that is the mission, if you will, for everything that we try to do as an association. What can we do to inspire all of us to act so that all of us can grow professionally? Because that's going to meet the mission of our association, which is advancing athletic training across the Rocky Mountain region. So on that QR code, what I've got there is I've got an opportunity for you to connect with me directly. It's just a very simple Google form that you will go to, and it asks 3 simple questions. What are we doing that maybe we shouldn't be doing anymore? What aren't we doing that maybe we should be doing? What else do you want us to know? Just give us some information. And do you want to hear from us? Give us some contact information. None of the questions are required. You can answer just one question, make it completely anonymous. We just want to hear from you. There are 7 voting board members and then a few ex officio board members making decisions on behalf of close to 2,000 people. And so it's dangerous if 7 of us are making decisions on behalf of 2,000 people if we don't know what the 2,000 people are thinking. So this is an opportunity, and we'll be blasting this out a lot. I'll leave this up here for a bit. Please pull out your phone real quick, scan the QR code, go to that Google form, save it, whatever. Give us some information. In terms of what we think we've done to advance the why, I want to hit a couple of highlights on some things that we're kind of proud of that we've accomplished in the last year. One of the things that I'm really excited about, and I'm not sure that we did as good a job as I think we will do going forward, is we heard from Kim O'Connell, who is our District 7 rep to the AT's Care Commission. District 7 is one of, if not the lowest represented districts in the AT's Care Commission. Yes, we're a small district by membership perspectives, but no, we are not unique in the fact that we probably don't have some AT's Care related needs. And that bothered me. I didn't like that. And so I asked Kim and Katie Scott from the NAT, what can we do to fix that? And they said, well, can we do a training at your ACS? I said, yes. How do we make that work? So we were able to conduct an assisting individuals in crisis training as a component of this event. And so we had a lot of collaboration from our ACS crew to be able to make that happen and not let people choose between AT's Care training and Category A continuing ed by embracing this hybrid model. So we were able to get 11 individuals, that assisting individuals in crisis training, and through those 11 individuals being trained, we've now got 11 more potential people that can join that AT's Care work that's going on that is hugely important. So that is an example of some of the things that we're trying to do to advance our why, to inspire our members to act so that they can grow professionally. There are lots of other things that are going on. You know, one of the things that we're gonna do this here in a second. With this annual clinical symposium event, we've got a lot of wonderful sponsors that are doing a lot of work, are providing a lot of value to us to support a lot of work that we're doing. And one in particular is Athletic Edge. They have donated graciously some portable treatment tables for us to be able to just give away to our members who need a portable treatment table to do the work that they do, to act on behalf of their patients, to grow professionally, to advance the healthcare of all of our patients. And so we're going to be giving some of those away. And we're going to do that here in a second. Another thing that I'm really excited to announce to all of you, that we are working to advance the works of the foundation. For the second year in a row, I'm proud to tell all of you that as a board, we have made the decision that the RMATA, one of the smallest districts in the National Association, the RMATA is one of 2 food and beverage sponsors at the foundation event in Indianapolis this summer. So if you're going to Indianapolis, look for RMATA branding at that event. But more importantly, with that sponsorship came 10 tickets to that foundation event. And it's not our money that spent that. So we are not going to take those 10 tickets. It's all of our money. And so similar to what we did last year, we are going to give those 10 tickets away to our members who are going to be in attendance. And so we're going to try to pair that with a little bit of a social media campaign to kind of figure out how do we give those away to people that are going to be at that event. So yes, that's great that you can go to a ball game in Indianapolis, but more importantly to us is we are providing a very tangible benefit to that foundation so that they can advance the work that the foundation is doing to not just benefit students. The foundation does way more than give out scholarships. There's lots of work that the foundation does in terms of research, in terms of education, that's going to drive our profession forward. So those are some of the things that we're doing to try to advance our why. But once again, we're only 7 voting members. And so we need to hear from all of our membership. What else are we not doing? What are we doing that maybe we shouldn't do anymore? What do we need to hear from you? Please scan this QR code. Let us know. We meet monthly as a board. I would love it if any and everybody wants to jump in on those Zoom calls and just see what we're doing. We will meet again at our semi-annual board meeting in conjunction with the NATA Clinical Symposium in Indianapolis. We will see all of you again in June in Indianapolis if you're there. I hope to be able to report to you at that point in time. We've heard from you, and yes, here are the initiatives that we're working on going forward, but we need to hear from you. We've emerged out of whatever is normal now, and so now as an association, we need to figure out where do we go? How do we leverage our position? How do we embrace that new normal? And how do we advance our why? If you have questions about any of that, hit us up on the QR code. Please reach out to me via email. Grab me in the hallway. I would love to engage in a conversation with you. We can't do what we need to do if we don't know what we need to do from you. It's not us, it's all of us. So, as I mentioned, the Athletic Edge by Pivotal Health Solutions is a fabulous vendor sponsor for us. We signed a multi-year agreement with them last year that in lieu of dollars, they're donating tables that we use as a part of this clinical symposium, and they said, take these tables and give them out to your membership to be used. And so what we did was we asked our membership, who needs these tables? Who can use these tables in a tangible way to really grow and advance the work that they're doing? Because without this table, it's really hard for them to do what they do. And so I'm proud to announce that as a board, in conjunction with some input from our annual clinical symposium, specifically Sherry Lampin, who's our exhibits coordinator, I'm proud to announce that we have selected 5 individuals to receive a portable treatment table from Pivotal Health Solutions, or Athletic Edge by Pivotal Health Solutions. So if you are here, please come up. If not, we will be finding you. The 5 athletic trainers that we've identified to receive these tables are as follows. First of all, Megan Zosh. Megan, are you here? No? Okay. The second one, Muriel Sosi. Muriel, are you here? The third table is Samantha Cole. Samantha, are you here? All right. So come up and see my Vanna White here, Jen. Jen's going to get you some contact information for Athletic Edge, but we've got the tables back at the registration desk. Our fourth one is Heidi Moore. Heidi, are you here? They're working so much, they need these tables so bad that they're not even here to accept them. Yeah. And then our last table recipient is Paul DeQuilthelt. Paul, are you here? Okay. Now, we expect to do this again next year. We know we are going to be doing this again. We will try to do a better job of getting this word out sooner. We want to utilize the wonderful value that Athletic Edge has provided to us. And we've got more than just those 5 tables that they've given us. So one of the ideas that was brought to us as a board, and we loved it, was the idea that can we benefit the foundation in doing so? So I'm going to put on my auctioneer hat for a second. We have another table that we would like to auction off, and the proceeds from that auction will be a direct donation to the foundation. So these tables have a value of, in the neighborhood, of just under $900. So you're talking a $900 table. I will start the bidding at $1. Would anyone like to bid $1 on a treatment table? I have $1. Give me a number. $10. $10 from Bart Peters. Rory. $20. $50. Thank you, Jerry. $100. Thank you, Jimbo. $100. $120. It's an $800 table. $200. $200. Come on. It's an $800 table. Zach, how much we got? $250. 250. 300. We got a bidding war. I love it. 300. Come on, Zach. 325? I got 325. 350. 351. Come on, you can do it. 375. 375. Back to you, Glenn. 400. Mic drop moment. Come on. Come on, Zach. No pressure. 425. 450. He's not flinching. He's like, I'm not 450. Come on. Wyoming's flush with cash. I know you're just pulling this out of the kitty, right? 450. But you'll have a table out of it, right? 450? No? 450 going once. 475. Thank you, Corey. Yeah, I love it. All right, Glenn, back to you. 475. 475 is the bid. Yeah. Love it. $500. Corey, I know you want to go 500. $525, Etta, baby. $525, Glenn. $600. Back to you, Osh. 600. Yeah, Etta, baby. Proud of you. 650. Zach, you want to jump in here? No? You good? Okay. 650, Glenn. Yeah, I knew we could do that. $700 is the bid. Jimbo, you want to jump back in? 800, 900? No? $700. Going once. $700 going twice. $700 going for the third time. Sold, sold, sold. $700. Thank you, Dr. Edgerton. We will connect with you on how to make that happen, but thank you, thank you, thank you on behalf of the foundation. Now, we had a great bidding war. Other than maybe some infighting that was going on there, and Corey kind of drove it up to $700. Zach, I think your last high bid was what, $450, right? Would you like an opportunity to buy one of those tables or make a donation of $450 to get one of those tables to the foundation? Fantastic. Another $450 from Zach. Would anyone else like to make another donation of $450 for one more table? Because I could do another one.
Jim, I'll do it.
Thank you, Director Gallegos. We got another table at $450. How about one more? Anybody else? It's an $800 table. It's a tax-deductible donation to a 501c3. Is that Mitch? Thank you, Mitch. It's another one at $450. So that's 4. I can do one more. Thanks, Osh. That's 5. Guess what? I can do one last table. $450. $450 donation to the foundation. Anybody else? Thank you, Mr. Mathewson. That is all the tables that we have to auction off. I'm so sorry, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Michelle, what's the quick math on that? How did we do? 700 times 1 and 450 times 5? I'm not a math major. $3,150. $3,150 just went to the foundation in the last 2 minutes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is going to do a lot of good for our profession, and it's going to do a lot of good in this district, and I'm really excited. That went way, way, way better than I ever expected. We're doing that again next year, so bring your pocketbooks. All right, at this point, we want to hear from each of the 5 states in our association, so our state representatives are going to come up and just give the quick 30,000-foot highlights for all of us. And this is, please keep your ears open. There may be some things going on in a neighboring state that you want to hear about and participate in. So we're going to go in an alphabetical order. We'll hear from the state of Arizona first, then Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, and then last and definitely not least, the state of Wyoming. So I'm pleased to bring up Director Messman. Oh no, you're gonna sit. Do you want me to drive?
I can stay seated
And be at the same height as me? Yeah, thanks.
I can't compete with what just occurred in here, and I think I can speak for all of us as well. That went way better than what we thought that could have done, and that is for the foundation. And great idea. I'm going to keep this short, and if anybody knows me, I don't keep things short. For the AZHA, we just had our clinical symposium in January. We do a partnership with HOSA, and we had about 200 high school students doing a sports medicine competition and educational session. We also were able to offer 4 free CEUs to those advisors. Beyond that, we also had about 300 registered attendees. About 250 or 60 of those attended the live portion of that, with a total offering of approximately, if you were able to attend everything and on demand, 34 CEUs. A very bang for your buck. We do a hybrid format where we do a one-day symposium with our vendors, a casino night social that night, and then Sunday is all on demand or a synchronous or asynchronous, depending on if you'd like to watch it later, on Sunday. So very great turnout. I have to also say thank you to our sponsorship and our vendors here. Many of those that are here that help sponsor RMATA also do the same for our state, and we're able to keep costs low, but also provide a great member benefit, including to those 200 high school students. We had a very large sponsor, Phoenix Children's Hospital, that was able to provide the lunch, fully catered, and those students took advantage of it with at least 2 plates as they went down that buffet. This year for our state, we do have elections coming up on pretty much an annual basis now. As we rotate off the board, we do have 2 positions. Nominations will open up May through our July business meeting. We do have vice president and at-large positions available for those. Outside of that, in the past year, we did complete our bylaws merge, which is now one congruent, very simple, easy to look at document with a lot of advisement from our legal consultant and just advising us on how to move our association forward. That is just a next step in us moving our policies and procedures and how we work as an association. And I announced this last year, but I'd like to announce it again, that after a very long fight and battle legislatively, athletic trainers in the state of Arizona are now able to practice dry needling. That has, in October of this past year, able to go through our licensure board with rules, and actively, the last number I saw was in the mid-60s of athletic trainers who are already taking advantage of it, and that's only about 4 or 5 months into their application process to be able to do so with what they're educated and trained to do. So thank you to the state of Arizona for those that were able to help support that. And lastly, that moves us on to the next fight, which is 5 years from now in 2028, and we are starting our 5-year strategic plan for those legislative efforts. Thank you.
Before I run through these updates, I'd just like to take a moment to say thanks to everyone that turned out for our social last evening. It was great to see everybody, so many students, so many smiling faces. A lot of you that are not CATA members poached the event. It was good to see you as well. We were able to raise a few $100s for scholarships. Kathy Liu is our rock, paper, scissors champion. Congrats to you, Kathy. And a big word of thanks to Mike Sundin for helping us set that up. Thanks, Mike. We appreciate it. A few updates. We are pleased to announce that we've recently formed a Colorado political committee. We have the Colorado Athletic Trainers Political Action Committee, or affectionately the Cat Pack. Watch out, we'll be darkening your email doorstep soon with a QR code for donation. I'm sure you're excited about that, but this will go a long way to helping us in the future with legislative efforts. I would ask that all of you, not just the CATA members in the room, consider saving the following dates. We're going to have our virtual ACS this year. It's going to run from June 1st to July 1st. Asynchronous, online, available to all athletic trainers, $50 and $20 for students. In addition to that, we'll be holding a joint symposium with our neighbors to the south, the CATA NMATA combined summer meeting July 14th and 15th, and that'll be in Durango, Colorado. Aaron's going to follow me here. He's going to call it the NMATA CATA event, so I'll let you decide which you think it is. Be on the lookout. We've got an election coming up April 3rd through April 16th. You'll get an email from us Monday morning, so please participate in that. We've got open positions of vice president, secretary, and member at large. Secondary school folks in the room, we just had our Tufts meeting right before we started the RMATA, and we have an AED and a WBGT to give away. And so if you're interested, you can nominate a deserving colleague. You can nominate yourself. Just simply go to the homepage of the CATA website, and there's just a brief form there to fill out. Just plead your case, and we'll make a decision and get those out to a deserving school. And then if you were at our meeting the other day, I asked if you would be interested in completing our member survey. At this point, I'm begging now, please fill out our member survey. Again, right on the homepage of our website. As you tune out for the other state, CATA, you could just log in real quick and knock that out. A special and quick congratulations to this year's award winners, our scholarship folks. PJ Gardner with the Lifesaver Award, Amanda Elder with the President's Award, and then a really special congratulations to our newest Hall of Fame members, Mr. Dominic DeMana and Mr. Jason McWilliams. And then lastly, please join us for a cornhole tournament this evening. It's going to be just across the way in the Denver room. It'll be in conjunction with, I understand, will be a free ice cream bar that's going to open at 8 o'clock. Cornhole will start at 7:30, and then there'll be a cash bar, as I understand as well, which may be helpful in your cornhole tossing balance. So please join us for that. There's a really elegant sign-up sheet out on the registration desk, so if you're interested, please just find your way out there. And then Colorado members, if you are going to stay for the lunch and the honors award ceremony, please don't forget that you all have a job to do. You've been given some props, so please bring those as well. Thanks.
So it's NMATA first because it was my idea, but actually something Jim Keller and I talked about when he was president, and licensure fights and COVID and you name it kind of got in the way. But I'm excited to have it kind of back on track, and I think it's going to be a really fun time. Durango's a great place to be anytime, but July will be great. Couple updates on the board. Kevin Schroeder is our new vice president. Elliot Wunsch is our new university rep. I don't know if he's here. And then Andy Krentz will be terming out in June, so we'll be looking for a at-large rep. The 2023 legislature this year, we kind of didn't have anything big. We just had sunset review last year. So with DeMar Hamlin and kind of the timing for athletic training, like in New Mexico, you're not required to have CPR as a coach. And so like started some conversations, ball started rolling, and suddenly we're just waiting for a governor's signature. So that's passed, it's through, looks like it's gonna happen. June 8th, we'll be doing a golf tournament fundraiser ahead of our ACS in Las Cruces. And then June 9 and 11 will be our clinical annual symposium. And that's kind of wraps up New Mexico.
All right, for the UATA, Utah, thanks to all the members who showed up here. It's been fun seeing you. It's been a relatively quiet year, smooth year, I could say, in Utah. Legislatively, we didn't have a whole lot. We kept an eye on it, and thanks to all of those who watched that. We did have a successful UATA annual meeting in Salt Lake City this year. Had fairly good attendance. Had some great awards that we gave out there, and we also inducted a new Hall of Fame member with Brian Coles, and I know he's around here somewhere. He might not be in the room, but that was fun to see him and have him receive that award. We also held our first, as far as we know, our first ever student quiz bowl at our annual meeting, and that brought in a lot of students from across the state, and it ended up being really fun. And the winners were able to, they won registration to the RMATA here, and Utah Tech represented that. And then I believe SUU and BYU kind of outdid them when they got here. I think they were upset about losing at the state level. So it was fun. We're going to continue to do that at our annual meeting. Our next annual meeting, we're planning next December, first weekend. We're looking at going down south to St. George, Utah. So if anyone wants to join us there, that would be great. Look for more information on that. And also, next year, we're really excited to host the RMATA convention in Provo, Utah. So hope to see you all there. Thanks.
For the YOATA, we're going to have a Tufts meeting June 12th in Laramie. So it's been a fun process working with them over the last few months, getting that all set up. And then our clinical symposium is going to be in Casper this year, the 8th and 9th. We're going to hopefully have 10 to 12 CEUs, and pretty excited for the suture lab. We're working with one of our PAs with us that I work with really close with, and she's going to teach the class for us. And so I think that's going to be a fun component for us that have been out of school for a while and haven't had the chance to do it. And then if you guys know where Casper's at, it's a pretty good place for a vacation, especially if you like to fly fish. We got the Miracle Mile and Gray Reef, so if you really like to fly fish, you can come earn some CEUs and go fly fishing too.
So at this point, I want to just take a moment to talk a little bit about our annual clinical symposium committee, and just let you all see the people that do all the work behind the scenes to put on this event. It's a massive lift to put on any type of professional meeting, and especially one this size. And we've got a fabulous crew that does work not just for this weekend; they do it year round in doing that. So that team is led by Heather Downs, and Heather has been in that role for a long time. Shockingly, she started when she was 2 years old. So I don't know, and because she's only, what, you're 24? Yeah, 25, something like that, yeah. Heather's been doing it for a long time. I won't tell you how long, but she's got a fabulous crew. Her kind of right-hand man, if you will, is Jason McWilliams. The AV team of Brad Nelson, Rory Eyring, and Mitch Barnhart. The exhibit team of Sherry Lampin, Jen Doherty, and then the registration team led by Patty Farringer, and Lisa, I'm so sorry you're not on here. Where are you, Lisa? Yeah, Lisa Chenoweth assisting Patty, and that work. Sorry, I don't know how we missed you on that. This crew is fabulous. I'm sure you've all seen them around, running around like chickens with their heads cut off, putting in hours and hours and hours of work to make this event as successful as it is. But sadly, we've got a couple people on that team that this is going to be their last event. And so I want to bring Heather up and just kind of talk a little bit about them and just our way of giving them a quick thank you. So Heather, if you wouldn't mind just briefly joining us.
Okay, really brief. Lisa, I'm so sorry.
That's on me.
No, it's on me. I was supposed to. Anyway. So, Rory, come on up here for a sec, please. Rory, I have known for a long time, and I am happy to say I'm one of his work wives. This is the...
It's not a Utah thing.
I have the privilege of doing wrestling hydration tests with him once a year, and we travel all over Utah and do that, and that's where that began. And he is, if you haven't gotten to know him, he has the most incredible memory for movies and quotes and who's in what movie, and it just boggles my mind. And unfortunately, his award is sitting at my house. It came 2 days late. But we gave him an Oscar award for being one of our AV specialists. We so appreciate Rory. And there's also some movie tickets to go with that Oscar award. So that is at my home. I will get it to him later. This is just a little thank you. We appreciate you so much. Come here. No, I'm not going to make you cry because then I'll cry. So we're not crying. So my sweet Jen, she has been Sherry's right-hand gal, as Sherry puts it. I don't even know how many years. And they have brought in exhibitors, which helps fund this awesome event. And we can't do what we do without Sherry and Jen. But she got a new job, and she has to grow up, I guess. I don't know. But Jen loves her Starbucks coffee, and so she has got a little Starbucks card in there for that, and we so appreciate her and love her.
Now, before Heather gets too far away, I think I would ask all of us to very, very vocally express our appreciation for all the work that whole team does. This is a great event, and we couldn't do it without them. So, Heather and team, thank you. Now, just circling back to some of the information that Jenna shared with you, we've got some openings and some volunteer. If you like having a good time and doing a little work while you do it, this could be a great opportunity to get you plugged into the ACS. So fill out that survey or that call and let us know that you're potentially interested. Separately, but very much intimately connected to the work of the ACS, is the work that our programming subcommittee of that ACS committee does. Thank you, David. Where'd my clicker go? It's like I'm teaching, and I lost my clicker. Eagle eye. Our programming subcommittee is actually a subcommittee of the ACS committee, but that doesn't mean they're any less important. All of the educational content that is great in this event is organized, planned, coordinated by this group of very, very talented athletic trainers. So Alyssa Cohen, Kenny Lamb, Dice Shibata, and Sam Riordan. Are any of all of you around here? If you are, please stand up and take a bow, wherever you are. And Haley, did we miss Haley? Haley, I'm so sorry. Thank you. I've been in those shoes. I know the work that goes into that. This meeting is awesome, and it's in no small part to the work that they do. And I love the fact that they've been so flexible in coming and embracing the vision of, can we start to look at some of the asynchronous kinds of stuff so that people can do some of the fun social things but still meet their CEU needs? So we, year in and year out, have a great program. And Alyssa and your crew, you guys do a fantastic job, so thank you all very much. Mitch, you want to advance me one time? We're not working here. There we go. Whoops. Now it's working. We're fighting each other. Real quick before we get into kind of giving away some of the stuff that our fabulous vendors have provided to us, we were kind of sitting up here talking as a board, as the states we were kind of tuning out, mostly Jeb, but we were talking about what just happened to benefit the foundation, and Michelle Gonzalez just reached out. She just wanted to take a quick second to express her gratitude on behalf of the foundation. So Michelle, do you want to either find a mic or come on up here and just take 30 seconds? Yeah, there you go.
Is it made for vertically?
It should be on.
Is it made for the vertically challenged? On behalf of the NATA Foundation, number one, for the state meetings, I did introduce our vice president in charge of development. Thank you. Jill Manners, would you please stand? She came out to join us all this week. And I hope you heard us talk. I hope you stopped by and listened to all the great things that the foundation does. Just quickly, how many of you have used a position statement in your practice or read a position statement? If you have, you can thank the foundation for that. The foundation works in developing those position statements, reviewing them annually, and make sure that they're up to date. So your funding, the money that went into the treatment tables, all of that, we appreciate that because that's what's going to make us better athletic trainers. So thank you very much.
Hopefully you can hear me. Never mind. So I also want to thank everybody, reiterate what Michelle said, but guys, we cannot do anything like this without you. So thank you to the RMATA board. Thank you to all of you for all of your donations. And if you have any questions about where your money is being spent, please come find Michelle or find myself. I'll be here all day and we can help you out. But thank you once again very much for all of your donations.
All right, so in addition to the fabulous donation that Athletic Edge by Pivotal Health Solutions in terms of donating the tables, we've got lots of great vendor sponsors as well. So what you're seeing on the screen here are our executive and platinum level sponsors. Those are kind of really our major sponsors for this event. Not to say that some of the other sponsors are not important, but we want to give a little bit of extra love to our executive and platinum level sponsors. You got a red ticket in your hand. I'm hoping we're going to kind of give some stuff away, but not all the stuff yet. So, yep, we're going to start with a 6-pack of Alert Services water bottles. Those water bottles will go to ticket number ending in 7199. 7199. Patty, I hope you're thirsty. We got some water bottles for you. They're not full, though. I'll help Van out. Next, we've got a coach's team first aid kit from Kramer on behalf of Centennial Sales. So this coach's team first aid kit will go to ticket number ending in 7283. 7283. So close. 728. Yeah. Fantastic. All right, another 6-pack of water bottles from Alert Services. This is going to go to ticket ending in 6968. 6968. 6968. Nice. I hope you're thirsty. All right, we got 2 more prizes we're going to give away. We're going to save those for a little bit just to keep you all here and keep you attentive to what's going on. At this point in the meeting, I'd like to kind of publicly acknowledge all of our award winners from the past year. So we're pleased to award some scholarships on behalf of the RMATA. So the Bobby Gunn Student Leadership Award winner for this year is Valerie Michos. Valerie, are you here? Congratulations, Valerie, in the back. The Dan Libera Scholarship was awarded to Minsub O. Are you here? Really from BYU. And then the Erlene Durant Scholarship was awarded to Hannah Stedge. Hannah, are you here? Okay. Shorter list than I'd hoped this year, but as I mentioned earlier, we can't give you money if you don't ask. So please pay attention to those scholarship deadlines. I want to make sure we fully give out all the money that we can possibly give out to all of the students. And once again, that's not just students in professional programs. It's all student members of our association. We will be celebrating all of our award winners right after this event at our Honors and Awards Luncheon, which will be kind of right next door. But just to let you know who we'll be honoring, we're pleased to award the RMATA President's Award this year to Dr. Martin Boblik. Unfortunately, Dr. Boblik won't be able to join us at this event, but he recorded a video, so you can kind of see and hear from him. We're happy to award the RMATA Special Recognition Award to Sherry Lampin. Those of you that were here yesterday afternoon, you got to see Sherry kind of get publicly handed that award. Sherry had to step away for 24 hours to go attend a wedding of a former athlete, so she'll be back in the wee hours of this evening. So if you see her tomorrow and you didn't thank her or congratulate her already yesterday, please do so. And then the RMATA Distinguished Athletic Trainer Award is going to Brandy Martin. Brandy, are you here? Somewhere? Congratulations to Brandy. We'll also have a couple of Hall of Fame inductees, and I'll talk about those in a second, but I want to just quickly take a second. If there are any NATA Hall of Fame members in the room, would you please stand up and be recognized? I know we've got at least one that I can see right here. There's got to be more than Bart. And then any RMATA Hall of Famers, if there should be a bunch of you, please stand and be recognized if you are currently in the RMATA Hall of Fame, and that does include Jimbo Keller. You better stand up. If you see those folks walking around, they're the ones with the white Hall of Fame lanyards. Talk to them, get to know them. They're all great, great people who've done great, great things in this profession and in this organization. They've got a lot of wisdom to share with you, so reach out to them. We're very pleased to bring two more into that fold today. We'll be bringing Dan Dalen from Casper College and Jim Keller from Next Level Sports Performance as our 2023 inductees into the Hall of Fame. One sort of sad note on that, unfortunately, Dan is not able to join us this weekend. Something came up, sadly, for him. So we will be recognizing him, acknowledging him, celebrating him this year, and then we're going to do it again next year so he can actually be here in person to do that. So when you see Dan out and about between now and next March, give him a pat on the back and tell him congratulations, and we'll get to celebrate him twice. The last thing we want to kind of recognize in terms of honors and awards, we conduct every year our RMATA Student Quiz Bowl, and I get to MC that event, and I love, love, love that event every year. We combined it with our social this year, and it was a rip-roaring blast. If you weren't there on Thursday night, you missed a good time. We're happy to congratulate the team champion for the event that took the traveling trophy that you see there on the left side of the screen. The team that represented the University of Northern Colorado. The 4 members that were participating in that, I see 3 of you back there. If you guys would stand and be recognized. And we did the scoring a little bit differently this year because typically what we did is we took a winning team and sent that team to the NATA Quiz Bowl. And, you know, if you ever did a group project like I did, I was one of those people that maybe, you know, just kind of sat back and let people take the lead and run and kind of rode on the coattails. We wanted to see who could we identify that would give us our best competitive chance at that NATA Quiz Bowl. And so we did an individual scoring in syncing with the team scoring. And so the 4 students that will be representing us at the NATA Quiz Bowl are Blake Paledna, Sky Kainina, Danny Moulton. Oh, why is there 2 N's there? Is there 2 N's? Yeah, it's just one. Danny Moulton and Alexandria McMinn. Blake, Sky, Danny, and Alexandria, if you are here, please stand up and be recognized. Now, not to add any pressure onto you guys, but the district directors do place some wagers on the Quiz Bowl. So Director Gallegos and Director-elect Herzog are going to be kind of like prepping you guys and making sure you guys get it done. So bring home that big trophy. Just one example of some of the ways that we're sort of, you know, advancing our why and sort of investing in our membership. Our board, previously, we would provide a little bit of funding to get them there, but we realized last year that things have changed and it was not enough. We give each student $1,000 in travel funds to get them to the NATA meeting, back home from the NATA meeting, hopefully with the trophy. That's just another example of how we're trying to, you know, use all of our membership dollars to really advance things. So good luck to you guys. I will see you there in Indianapolis. I will not give you the answers, unfortunately, except that they're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, maybe in that order, maybe not in that order. Sometimes use more than one, sometimes use not at all. All right, we do have a little bit of business to conduct before we kind of wrap things up. We are in an election cycle again this year based on the way the timing of terms, the term of president and the term of secretary are 2-year terms. I am completing the first year of my first term. Jenna is not yet been elected to a term of secretary. She is wrapping up the first year of Valerie Herzog's elected term, and we made an appointment to Jenna. So both positions are open and available, and I've got Justin Sagata, who is our elections committee chair, here to kind of talk a little bit about the election process, kind of how it's has been playing out, is currently playing out, and will play out going forward. So Justin, the floor is yours.
All right, so we do have some nominations on the table. So this is a time right now where we can open up for one last set of nominations. During this time, you can look and see they're in alphabetical order, the president nominations and the secretary nominations. These individuals will have 10 days. Oh, can you not? Yeah, cut off a little bit. You can actually see it still. We're good. They'll have 10 days to accept or decline that nomination. Okay. So right now, I just want to open the floor up for any nominations for president or secretary. Okay, we'll do president first if there's any nominations for that. Okay, what about secretary? Okay, nominations are closed. They have until April the 4th to accept or decline those nominations, so be looking in your email shortly after that for your ballots and directions and everything from there. All right, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks, Justin. And just one little plug for that. Eligible voting members are members that are certified members of our association. And so we typically get pretty low turnout on elections. And one of the things that I'm very passionate about is that we all have a say in what's going on in our association, and we all should have a choice in our leadership. So when you get that information about the election, please don't discard it. Please vote, vote, vote. Justin will be sharing information as it goes out, but please, I would love if we could improve the election turnout for this cycle. We'll do one last round of giveaways here. So once again, these are our platinum and executive sponsors. We got 2 more items to give away, and then we'll open things up for any sort of questions, comments, items for the good of the order, and then we'll go celebrate our award winners. So the next item we've got to give away here is courtesy of School Health. It is a emergency ready bag. This emergency ready bag from School Health is going to go to ticket ending in 7253. 7253, come on up. And then we've got a nice little small kit here, courtesy of Dave Chafin and Medco Sports Medicine. So a nice little Kramer kit here that is going to ticket ending in 7261. 7261. 7261. Going once. 7261 going twice. That's a bummer. Probably should have checked my pocket, but I don't. How about 7291? 7291. We got a winner. Looks like we got a winner. Now, if you didn't win anything, it's not over yet. There are lots of other items that we can give away, but rather than taking all this time in our meeting to do all that kind of stuff, we're going to use technology. So we've got a Wheel of Destiny back in the registration window. They're spinning that Wheel of Destiny now as we speak. They will be sending out push notifications via the app to the winners. I think there's 15 to 20 or so other items out there. You'll be getting a push notification. They'll say, hey, you won a prize, and it's prize number X. Take that push notification to them at the registration desk, show it to them, they will give you what your prize is. So once again, big thank you to our platinum and executive sponsors, as well as to Athletic Edge by Pivotal Health Solutions for all the work that they do and the sponsorship of our meetings. Just quick announcements before I open things up for questions, comments. Our semi-annual meeting, as I mentioned, is Friday, June the 23rd at 5:55 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That's a very precise time. That's set by the NATA CPC. So 5:55 p.m. We don't know the location of that yet. I can't tell you it is in Indianapolis, Indiana. We'll get more precise as we learn that location. We'll be letting you know that. But please join us on Friday evening. And then also our 2024 annual clinical symposium and meeting of the membership is March 21st through 24th in Provo, Utah at the Marriott. So please come see us again in a year. At this point, I would love to hear from anybody who have items for the good of the order. Yes, Lisa, thank you.
For everybody who thinks that the NATA website's really like hard to navigate, you're not quite sure what the organization's all about, we have a committee, connections and engagement, and if you'd watch for emails coming out, we're going to be doing a quarterly Zoom meet and greet, and we're kind of breaking it down by, students or young or your setting, and we would love it if you would sign up and join us. You can jump on, stay however long you can, but we're there just to answer your questions and give you a little more insight and take your ideas back. Thanks.
Thank you, Lisa. Any other items for the good of the order? Yep, thank you.
We are doing a social media contest to round out National Athletic Training Month on Instagram. Follow our RMATA account. We'll announce what the prize is tomorrow. It's until Friday at 5 p.m. So go, enter. Can't wait till you guys hear what the prize is.
Awesome. And in case you guys don't know, that's Austin Resick. She is our relatively new PR committee chair, kind of took over in a vacancy. So thank you, Austin. We love the work that you guys are doing to kind of celebrate athletic training this month. So thank you. Anything else? All right, before I entertain a motion to adjourn, Heather would really be mad at me if I let everybody just go. She's got something to say really quickly. We're going to transition from this event to our Honors and Awards luncheon at noon. So Heather, make your announcement.
Okay. I've had several people reach out to me about they did not check the box for their free luncheon ticket and wondering if we had extras. I do have a few extras, and so I will I'll be at one of the doors to the Denver, so come see me for those extra tickets. And then if we have extra seats, like people don't show up, I want to fill those seats. We want to use every plate that we've paid for. So I will also have kind of a wait line, and we'll let people in to fill those seats for people who don't come, okay? Thank you.
All right, one last call for items of the good of the order before I entertain a motion to adjourn. Thank you for the movement. We are officially adjourned. We will see all of you across the hall here in about 10 minutes. Thank you much.